At Council Bluffs Savings Bank, our goal is to help you, your families, and your businesses grow and prosper for generations. We take pride in our community, whether it's volunteering our time or helping individuals, families, and businesses succeed. We provide you with the personal service and attention you deserve. With over 220 years of banking experience, decisions are made locally. We are Council Bluffs people operating at Council Bluffs Bank to help Council Bluffs be a better place to work and live. Council Bluffs Savings Bank. Hometown banking, the way it used to be. Member FDIC.
Please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to call the meeting to order and would entertain a motion on the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Tonight we have one public hearing. This is the time and place for a public hearing is advertised on the matter of Resolution 14-190, approving the plans, specifications, form of contract, and cost estimate for the North 28th Street Pump Station Telemetry, and that's fiscal year 13 through 13A. Is proof of publication on file?
It is on file.
Have any written protests been received?
None received.
Are there any oral protests to this matter? Anyone who would like to speak against?
Yeah, did you just say North 28th Street?
Yes, it's a pump station on North 28th Street.
Is that up by the park?
No. No. Anybody else? We have a motion.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Madam Clerk?
Ordinance on second reading, ordinance 6210, amending chapter 4.21 Urban Deer Management Program by amending section 4.21.010 and 4.21.025 parent A, B1, B2, and B3.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Any discussion?
Will we be able to waive third on this? Is that appropriate? Thank you.
Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Did we have a second on that?
Melissa?
Yes.
Well, like three of us did, but yeah, everybody but
I
me
was the
said
only one
second.
who didn't second it.
Motion to waive third?
Second.
Discussion on the motion for waiver.
No, just that the only feedback I've gotten has been positive feedback, so I think waiving the third is in order.
There's a lot of turkey,
Concur.
and they're destructive, very destructive.
Agree.
Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Ordinance is on third reading, ordinance 6207, establishing the Bluffs Northway Urban Revitalization Area within the city of Council Bluffs.
Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Aye.
Ordinance 6209, revised, amending chapter 2.10 sales tax revenue by amending sections 2.10.010 through 2.10.030.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
I would just like to say that I appreciate the attention given to the amendment on this particular ordinance. I think the amendment makes the ordinance far stronger, more specific, more clear than it was before. I still believe that having a vote by the taxpayers on this is the most appropriate way to proceed. However, I realize that that's not a sentiment that's shared. So I see this ordinance as the next best alternative.
Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Resolutions, Resolution 14-191, approving a plat survey for Hy-Vee commonly known as 1751 Madison Avenue.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Resolution 14-192, authorizing the mayor and city clerk to execute an agreement with CDM Smith Incorporated for professional services associated with the WPCP facility plan project.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion.
It's a bit surprised by the cost estimate on this project. I realize that's just a estimate, and that some of the work could conceivably be a little bit open-ended on this. I understand the necessity for the work and the requirements for it under state guidance. So I think it's appropriate that this work go on, and I hope that we can pay some attention to how we negotiate and work these contracts.
Further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Resolution 14-193, authorizing the mayor and city clerk to execute an agreement with HGM Associates Incorporated for engineering services in connection with sewer relocations for interstate improvements and railroad consolidation.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
I appreciate the input from Mr. Cox from Public Works. Earlier today, he mentioned that there's a lot of work that will be done on this over a period of time, that the number of different modifications is as of yet unknown, and that this will be represented to the council as individual work projects so that we can manage the costs, and I appreciate them clarifying that point and putting together the packages they did.
Other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Resolution 14-194, authorizing the mayor and city clerk to execute an agreement with Carly Construction LLC for the 1700 block of 7th Avenue emergency sanitary sewer repair.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Resolution 14-195, authorizing the mayor and city clerk to execute an agreement with HGM Associates for engineering services in connection with the 9th Street Bridge over Indian Creek project.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Is there discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Resolution 14-196, endorsing the Frontier Iowa Trails as the name of the County Trail Board's proposed trail system, and authorizing the inclusion of the Council Bluffs Trail System as a component of the Frontier Iowa Trails.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign.
Resolution 14-197, authorizing the city clerk to certify the weed assessments to the Potawatomi County Treasurer to be collected in the same manner as a property tax.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Resolution 14-198, authorizing the city clerk to certify the solid waste nuisance assessments to the Potawatomi County Treasurer to be collected in the same manner as a property tax.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Applications for permits and cancellations 8A, B, and C.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Any requests from citizens to be heard?
None received.
Anyone in the audience like to address the council? If you so desire, please step forward, give your name and record for the name and address for the record.
Thank you. Mark Hanson, 110 Highclere. Reason I come before you today is for a reason I really don't want to, and it's got to be a jeer this week, you know. We've been having, let's just say, minor inconveniences with our police department. Been going on for a few months here. Now, nothing I think is really any officers are targeting or anything like that to cause issues. It's just it's happened a bunch of times to a bunch of different people across town for silly different reasons, and it was escalated, this last over the holiday weekend here at my brother's house when he had a moving trailer parked in front of his property to be unloaded. And an officer made the moving truck move because it was within 5 feet of the driveway of which the moving truck was going to be unloaded. Now, common sense would say, hey, this is a moving truck. We want to have people moving into this city. We shouldn't be hassling people. I know when fights break out, yes, there's a time to be intimidating and take care of situations. But when it's just a common sense hasn't been prevailing lately within our police department. I know we've had a police chief kind of being searched for, and I think that increasing the supervision might be a step. I'm just encouraging that maybe we can expedite that process to make sure that more people aren't running into issues. And in my brother's case, some property damage happened in the rectifying of the police officer's decision. And if we're having property damage because of our, police department, that's the problem. And I just wanted to bring that up. Thank you.
I think, Mark, I assume it's the same trailer that I looked at. I got a call at home, and the police officer had directed, I assume your mother, to have it moved. Your brother was moving back from Denver and wasn't Florida and wasn't here yet. And so, and they wanted it moved within 24 hours. I went up and looked at the situation. My personal opinion, it was in the way. It was dropped in the street, probably 2 to 3 feet from the curb on a very narrow street. It was on a hill that people parked on the street, and so by the time you parked and threw that trailer there, it really made it almost impossible to pass through there. And so, as I told your mother, I don't know if it was a complaint basis, one of the neighbors called or not. I got them to defer until Sunday for sure. I don't know when they actually did, but she called me on maybe a Friday, and I said, she told me he'd be in town Sunday. They wanted to unload Sunday and Monday, and they'd have it out of there Tuesday. It just was an awkward situation where it was kind of dropped in the street and left.
I mean, if it's too far from the curb, that should have been easily, can you move it 2 feet closer to the curb? It's too far out. But, basically having to pull it up onto the property, there's really nowhere else to put that trailer in that location with the exception of blocking someone's actual driveway, which obviously we don't want to have happen.
No. But I think it blocked the street too by the time people parked along the curb. I hope he got it done.
It's all unloaded now.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of there could have been a better solution, and threatening to tow it on a holiday weekend when a moving truck isn't exactly the best solution.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anybody else wish to address the council? Tim, step to the podium, give your name and address for the record, please.
Hi, my name's Tim Page, and I live at 1029 North 8th Street, right beside the park. My house is sinking, the next house is sinking, the one down on the left-hand side if you're facing the ballpark. I bought the house 11 years ago. I dumped like $60,000 in it. I cut my lawn back, cut my lawn down, so try to get rid of all the water. I redid my basement, and anyways, it keeps going down. I called 6 lawyers today. I can't get one lawyer to go against the city of Council Bluffs. They said, we don't want to mess with the city. Well, and all I'm asking for is somebody to go up behind my house on these 2 other properties and dig a ditch. Now, I live on this side. Over on the other side, years ago, they had the same trouble when they put a pond over there, right? And like I wanna know, how come there ain't a pond behind my house? Now, seeing how, you know, everybody says I can't do nothing. Well, nobody can do nothing. I just put a $15,000 furnace, air conditioner, I mean, everything's brand new. You can come in, the pipes, everything. My house just keeps going and all this water just keeps coming. And it's coming off Military Street too. But if you get up on this side of the property, all the water's running towards my house. And I talked to other people and they said, well, you can't divert water. What do you mean you can't divert water? What's the difference between Military Street or that park and right up by the pond all coming towards my house? They're diverting water, you know. But the bottom line is, you know, I spend all this money and crap, and I just got disabled a while back, and I was working on the house and everything else. Well, I'm talking to all you guys. If I can't get no help, answer this question. When my house sinks, my pipes break. When the sewer system, the house, is down and break, who is gonna fix it? You're gonna come back to me and say, okay, you gotta fix your water pipes, and you gotta do this and do that. Now I'm gonna get to this point, why am I paying taxes? And I can't get one lawyer to even go against you guys. Now, you know, this is United States, and I have right. You know, I'm a taxpayer. I fix my house, and if you go up in my neighborhood, I got one of the best looking houses there. I have never started no trouble. All I did, try to keep my house up, and then I got, like I said, I got disabled. And my garden, I planted 4 times this year. And all this mud is going down. And if you want to see how much mud comes down, that pond that they put up over there, across the park, is 3/4 full of mud. And here's another. I got one more, and then I'll sit down. My other neighbor, he got an up swimming pool, above ground swimming pool. He put up for the kids. Well, the city or somebody told him he had to drain it because there ain't no fence around it. Now, that don't make no sense to me. If there ain't a fence around the swimming pool, how come there ain't around that pond? All those kids over there in that park is playing around there. One of these days, one of these kids are gonna fall in there. The city of Council Bluffs is gonna have a lawsuit. And that's all I have, that's all I have to say, because when I put up a pond, I'm not gonna drain it. Like I said, all I want is help. That's all I want is help. And where I see I didn't get no help, I don't think I deserve to pay taxes or water bill. Every time it all the time, mud that deep. Well, there goes my water bill. Gotta wash it all down, wash it down. You know, it just ain't fair.
And let me update the council a little bit, Tim, because Tim and I have been talking for 3 weeks probably, since the heavy rainstorm in June.
Yeah.
I've been to his house 4 times. The first 2 times we weren't able to connect. The 3rd time we sat and talked and walked the property. In addition to his water issues, he also has a city parks tree that's rubbing against some wires, and so I asked Larry Foster to have our forestry people trim that tree. I drove back by 2 or 3 days ago and to see if it had been trimmed yet.
I tried to get it trimmed 3 years ago.
Not an emergency priority, but Larry's going to take care of it. But it has not been trimmed yet.
They ain't been
Tim
trimmed.
and I sat and talked.
And I told him, I said, this is to not interrupt you.
Yep.
3 years ago, it's right on the phone records. I called and I said, will you please come up and trim this off my line?
Yeah.
Well, it was about 6 months ago, they finally came up and they had to replace my line. And I am a patient guy. But, you know, I'm a taxpayer and stuff, and that don't get off my property, I'll cut it down.
And you don't wanna do
And-
that,
no,
but
no,
I'll get somebody up there, and we've talked to him, and somebody's coming.
Uh,
There's water, he's got a water issue because he's at the base of a very long hill that private property owners own, and his suggestion would be that we dig a trench and divert the water onto Stern Hill Park, which is right there, and I told him we really don't have the authority to go onto somebody's private property and start digging a trench, and the pond he's talking about is a detention pond that's on the other side of Stern Hill that fills up with water when there's a big rain and then slowly lets out, and it's probably silting in as the mud he's talking about. That's
And you
in it.
don't, and excuse me again, but it ain't just the big rain. And you know, like you guys talk about when it floods and stuff, just a good storm, all this water and stuff. But even where they built the pond, if you go up there where the pond is, this right here. So from that pond, if you stand there and you look all the way around that park, and there it is. It all runs in my basement. In my cellar, I dumped all this money. So, I just brought it to the issue, and I wanna know if I can get some help or what, but,
Can you repeat the address
That's
for
what
me?
I was gonna ask.
I didn't catch the address when you first gave it.
1029 North 8th Street.
1029 North 8th.
And it's the home that sits adjacent to on the south side of Stern Hill Park, so,
Okay.
The one with the brand new porch on it.
yeah.
And I did all that work to the house, and I just don't think it's fair. I mean, you know, like I said, and I ain't a man complaining, but I keep dumping money, and I can't dump money no more because I can't, I'm disabled.
Yeah.
And I've had enough, and I'm asked for it. You know, my girlfriend told me, we've been together for 20 years, she says, you ain't gonna get nowhere, so dad. I said, you know what? I said, we do have rights. If I judge that somebody's gonna help me, and I know it sounds like I'm threatening you,
No, I know.
but I see, why should I pay taxes? Why should I pay a water bill when my pipe's gonna break? Why should I pay a sewer system when it's gonna break? You know, and I can't get nobody to divert that water. Yeah. That's all I have to
Tim's
say.
frustrated,
That's all
he
I
had
have
hoped
to
he
say.
would get
Thank you.
some,
Yes, sir.
emergency management money. I connected him with Doug Reed at the Pot County Emergency Management. I don't think that there's any allocation for private property owners, so.
Gotcha.
Anybody else? Anyone from the council? Seeing none, the meeting's adjourned. Thank you.
So this is like at the end, then that's his house at the end of the.
At Council Bluffs Savings Bank, we take pride in our community and volunteering our time to helping individuals, families, and businesses succeed. We are Council Bluffs people operating a Council Bluffs bank to help Council Bluffs be a better place to work and live. Hometown banking, the way it used to be.